Picture this.
You're sitting in your 10th grade English class. It's almost the end of the day, and as a typical high schooler, you just want to get home and sleep.
And then your teacher announces a project. He's going to give you a word, and then you're going to have to do something or other. You're not really listening. You're more focused on looking out the window at the kids enjoying their lunch.
Your precious dreaming is stopped when you hear your teacher assigning groups.
Madison Artzt.
Daniela Perez Retes.
James Britt.
Alejandro Munoz.
And then you get together with those group of kids and wait for further instruction. Today is May 4th.
And then you get your topic.
Oh, I'll get that one then. That's the one. It's calling to me. Oh. Do it again. Okay. Okay.
As a group, we needed to come up with a drawing that would symbolize the word fragile. At first we thought it was going to be easy until we all started talking about it and realizing we had no clue where to start. So we did what any other normal teenager would do. We Googled it. What seemed to be the most universalizing symbol for fragile seemed to be a glass with a crack in it. But we had to come up with our own universalizing symbol, meaning we couldn't do something as an iPhone shattering because not third world countries will not have iPhones and will not understand that it means fragile. So, as a group, we came up with the idea of an egg cracking, and that the minute an egg hits something else, it'll crack. And we took that as fragile and began to split up the work. I myself, being an adequate editor, decided to take on the role as audio editor, which is a tedious and long process. The other 3 group members became the interviewers, as they interviewed professionals and others in the school. Dani also took on the role of drawing what we had come up with.
Today's May 7th.
You okay with being recorded?
Yeah.
Alright.
Take a look at this picture. Okay. What's the first word that comes to mind when you see this picture?
The first word that comes to my mind when I see this symbol is probably deteriorating.
Broken, I think is the first word. Looks to me like it's a piece fell off, like it broke and a piece fell off of it.
I'm going to show you a symbol. Right? And we're trying to create a universal symbol. So I'm going to show you the symbol. What are the first things that come to mind when you see this? Broken. Just broken egg.
After we interviewed everyone for the project, we realized that no one was really understanding what we were thinking.
The picture actually is supposed to mean...
It's supposed to symbolize the word fragile.
Oh!
Now in hindsight, looking back at it, kind of like I can see how it was supposed to symbolize fragile. And I was going to say fragile at first actually, but then I guess I chose deteriorating. But yeah, so it was, I think my impression of it was actually pretty close to the actual idea the artist was trying to convey.
If you were to symbolize fragile differently, how would you do it?
With something more sheer, like see-through. I associate fragile with something more see-through, maybe thinner, easier to break, easier to... Maybe the same concept, but maybe something a little thinner.
Everyone believes that they can symbolize fragile differently. Some agree on the glass, which is the actual symbol for fragile, or some people have different opinions and have interesting ways. Altogether, nobody really has the same idea, so making a universalizing image is not going to work for everyone. It can't be universal because nobody's going to agree on just one image. Overall, we came up with something that we all could agree on and decided to go with it. So, in the end, after all the people we interviewed, no one actually came up with fragile. After finding out what the word was, some people agreed, but nobody actually, their first impression was fragile. So, even though some may say this is a failure, we're going to take this as a success and go on to try to make a new universalizing symbol. Thanks for listening. This has been Madge.